Hey, it's David Pastana, broker owner with Realty. Today I want to talk about the next recession. And so I have a couple questions that we want to address, which is when will the next recession start? What will cause the next recession? And will the recession affect home prices? All right, thanks for watching this episode about the recession. While you're watching, I know everyone's going to have an opinion, so please share your opinion in the comments and like it or dislike it. Let me know what you think. This is kind of a hot topic today. Just to make sure that we're all on the same page, let's define what a recession is. A recession is a period of temporary economic decline during which trade and industry actively are reduced, generally identified by a fall in gross domestic product in 2 successive quarters. So generally, if we have about 6 months of a declining market, we're technically in a recession. Everybody wants to know when the next recession will be. Obviously, it's kind of a hot topic as we've been in a hot market for a long time. So people are anticipating a slowdown. I put together a graphic, and it's a survey from the Wall Street Journal and Pulse Economics of economists, real estate professionals, financial advisors on when the next economic crash is going to happen. So in this graph that I'm showing you, all these economists were asked, when will the next U.S. recession begin? And the highest percent of them agreed that the recession would begin in 2020. Now, much fewer of them thought that 2019, next year, would be it, or 2021. So by far, most people think that the next recession will begin in 2020. So the next question is, what will cause the next recession? And these same economists were surveyed, and this is what they said. The top 3 triggers for the next recession could be monetary policy, trade policy, and stock market correction. The big difference between this future potential recession and our last one, so our last one we had a huge credit bubble, so it really was initiated by a lot of banking fraud and excessive lending that was going on. This time around, they said, well, what would housing be the cause of the next recession? And that was number 9, that some sort of housing market crisis would cause it. So by far, most people don't think it's really going to be housing at all that causes it. It's going to be other things, other economic things that will cause it. The last question is, how will this projected recession affect our housing values? That's what everyone really wants to know. If we're going to buy a house today, we want to know if we're going to lose a lot of value in it. We'd rather buy a house and gain it, right? So here it is. I've produced a graph from these surveys, and this is what we find out. They're projecting all positive growth. You know, this year, these are national numbers, by the way. So this year, we're looking at about 5.8%, where Utah locally, in our Utah County area, we had over 11% appreciation. Now, in 2019, it is going to slow down. There's no doubt a slowdown that's happening, and the number one reason for that is higher interest rates. Those interest rates are absorbing a lot of our value because they're making our payments higher. But 2020, when the recession is supposedly going to start, they still show a 3.1% appreciation in home values, and they do that in 2021, 2022, okay? So those look pretty good. And what they're saying is that the fundamentals of the housing market are so strong that they don't really see housing crashing this time around. So in summary, there are 3 takeaways from this, okay? One is a recession doesn't always equal a housing market crash. Home values are not going to depreciate. And 3, all real estate is local. And now, Utah being very local, we have so many strong fundamentals of growth, good jobs, and opportunities here that we'll continue to have that supply and demand curve push our values, okay? So as you're looking to buy, expect that housing isn't going to crash, so it's still a great time to get in now as interest rates are lower. Thanks for watching this episode. I really honestly want to know what you think, and I'm sure a lot of you think this was all a bunch of baloney, okay? tell me in the comments below, and more importantly, tell me why, and maybe reference something for all of us to learn. If you like it though, like, and definitely subscribe. Share this with your realtor, share this with your friends, and keep it going, okay? Thanks for watching. If you have any real estate needs here in Utah, we're here to help.